a little bit lately. I've been putting a song up on through TuneCore that ends up on Spotify and YouTube and all those stuff. And I've been doing that about once a month since I think last August. But recently, I had picked up a vocal plugin. Um, the Waves vocal plugin is Chris Lord Alge vocals. I had picked up this plugin at the recommendation of Ryan Tedder, who's said that he always uses it as a starting point, and he uses a setting on here called Face to Face Dry, and he really likes this plugin for vocals. As do I. I like it. I like it quite a bit, and I wanted to show you guys what that sounded like. I don't really have a way to kind of turn this around to look at the plugin itself, but I wanted to say, let's see here. It's let me. So basically, from left to right, it has an input, and then the first thing that you can adjust on here is bass, treble, bass and treble. It's got basically treble controls. It's got a compressor. It's got a reverb. It's got a delay, and it's got a pitch. The pitch kind of making it wider kind of sound. That doesn't really correct your pitch, I guess. It's just kind of a vocal. It's a vocal widener. So that's it. And I recorded a vocal dry, and then I just kind of doubled into another track with a CLA on it. So this is without the CLA vocal on it. Right now, the face-to-face dry just has the bass, treble, and compression. Let's kind of see what happens here. Let's see. Let me make sure that I'm telling you which one is which, rightfully, which one is which here. The console. I got to go in the console view. I'm using Studio One. Okay. So I'm going to mute this one. This is without the CLA plugin on it. And I'm doing this dry just to kind of show you that give you guys the full extent of the effect here. I kind of did one a little bit earlier that showed it kind of in the mix, but I think I'm going to get rid of that video. And anyway, here's it. The Chris Lord Alge the vocal track without the Chris Lord Alge track on its plugin on it. So this is completely dry. It sounds like so. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. Okay, so that's dry, and I'm going to do the Chris Lord Alge right now. It might be a volume jump that I might have to adjust. You say I never there's definitely a volume bump I have to adjust, so let me kind of get it's kind of similar to where it was. You say I never show That's too much. How I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. And let's try clicking that thing on and off here for a minute. So let's see, I'm right here. On. You say I never show you how I feel. Off. And that I don't know how to keep it real. So it kind of livens things up and brightens things up a little bit. My experience with it is it's kind of sometimes it can be a little much, but what I had just kind of realized recently, and I guess maybe the point of this video really is you don't have to use it like that. You can kind of like you can go ahead and blend it in with like your dry vocal, and it would sound something like let's try to go ahead and do that. Let's get a vocal. So you're kind of mixing the two here, right? You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep That's both tracks. Oh wait, but that's not what it's not on for the one. So hold on. Let's do this again. So that's two tracks going at the same time. Here's with it on the CLA vocal plugin on for channel 2 and go along with the dry vocal. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. So I guess you get. Let me bring that up and blend it in as we go here, and you'll kind of hear what I mean. So with the volume on the CLA vocal all the way down, it sounds like this, and you're going to gradually hear me pull it up. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. And just in case you thought it was a volume kind of trick here, I'm just going to pull the dry vocal down and raise it up. You say I never show you how I feel. Now that's just with the EQ and the compression on. There is nothing else on, hence the dry vocal. But that's and that's with the two blended together. That's what I think I like. But you can use it on its own. Not use it at all. And that I don't know how to keep it real. Okay, let's try it again. Again, fading in. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know. So that's kind of it. That's the way I think. That's the way I think I'm going to be using it. I don't think it's really kind of. You could use it on its own and just have it sound like. Again, just have it sound like this. You say I never show. But that's a little bit much, right? Now. And that I don't know how to keep it real. Let's kind of take it down a little bit. You say I never show all the way off. How I feel. With the CLA blended in. And that I don't know how to keep it real. And let's just, for the sake of argument, let's just kind of look at these other things on here. This is with a reverb on. This is a tight reverb, so this is kind of with a reverb on with it. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. Let's try something more drastic. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. That's just kind of blending the two in together. That's not real. That's the tight vocal. It's not doing much. Let's just listen to the Chris Lord Alge for a minute. And this is with a tight reverb on it, and it's just kind of weird that it's not really doing. I'm not hearing anything. So we're just going to put this right about here. Chris Lord Alge only. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. You say I never show you how. And for whatever reason, we're not hearing that. Anyway. And that I don't know how to keep it real. Okay, so I guess we're not going to be listening to the reverb and the delay, but trust me when I tell you they're nice, and so is the pitch. So is the pitch kind of thing, but you got to kind of use it to taste. I don't think that Ryan uses the. I know he says he doesn't use the reverb anyway. He prefers the Valhalla vintage reverb to use it. And I'm not sure about the delays. I would think. The delay sounds good. I might experiment with different delays, though. I have a bunch. I've got line 6 helix, so I could probably throw a different, experiment with all kinds of different delays. And this has what? This has quarter. The reverb has quarter, eighth, and slap for reverbs, and on the no, wait, I'm sorry. The reverb has chamber, large, and what is that? Tight. That's the reverbs. The delay has slap, quarter, and eighth. And I wish I could bring those in for you. Don't know why it's not. Let's try them both. See if that makes any difference. Probably won't. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it. Wow. I'm sorry. So that's that. I didn't have it on. Let's try that again. Here's the okay. So here's the dry on its own. Helps when you have the plug-in on. Whoops. Okay, so here we go. Here's the dry on its own. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. Let's flip through these different reverbs on here. This is chamber, and it's cranked way up, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. Let's see what's going on with this here. You say I never show you how I feel. Okay. Anyway, I don't know how, and now it's back to that. Nah, don't understand. I was hearing it just a minute ago. Oh, take that off. And try it again. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know there it goes. How to keep it real. So that's tight. That's the tight reverb setting. This is large. This one's large. You say I never show turn it up a little bit. How I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. And this is chamber. Let's try chamber. You say I never that's cranked all the way up, the reverb. And that I don't know how to keep it real. So that's the reverbs. Let's try the delays. I'm going to start with a quarter. No reverb, but just delays this time. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. And again, this has sliders. You can just kind of blend these things in and completely take them out if you want to. There's buttons to turn all these things on and off. So that was let's try that again. That was quarter. Quarter-inch delay. And that I don't know how to keep it real. This is eighth note delay. You say I never show you how I feel, and that I don't know how to keep it real. Pretty cool, huh? Let's try the pitch. This is the pitch setting. The pitch is, let's see, stereo, wide, and speaker. Here's the speaker setting, and again, just for dramatic effect, I've got the bass, treble, and compressor turned on by the way on these, and it looks like they've got the compressor cranked way up. So for this setting, the face-to-face dry setting. What they mean by dry is no reverb, no delay, no pitch, no nothing. But I'm showing you what those sound like. Let's try this. This is the pitch. And this is with it on. You say I never show you how I feel. Got a little bit of widening on it here. That's cranked. To keep it real. That's about halfway. So anyway, I hope that kind of gives you guys a little kind of look into what it sounds like. And again, I guess when Ryan does it, he'd rather have his Valhalla Vintage Reverb going, which I think I really want that plug-in, but I don't have it as of yet. But really kind of a dramatic difference though, right? We'll just kind of keep all that stuff off, even with no reverb, delay, or pitch on it. It sounds like so. It sounds pretty good. These are and this is them blended together, by the way. You say I never show you how I feel, if I wanted more of the Chris Lord Alge.
I don't know how to keep it real.
None. There's none.
You say I never
More.
show you how I feel.
More. That's me blending the Chris Lord Alge output under the dry vocal. So I have a dry vocal and I have the CLA vocal kind of parallel to each other. That's the way I think I'm going to like it. And that's kind of it. I hope that kind of gives you guys some sort of idea. I like the plugin. I would definitely recommend it. I bought some other plugins, and this is going to be one of the ones I'm going to use most of the time, if not all the time, just to kind of as a starting point for my vocals. So that's that's it. I hope you guys enjoy it and that you get that you got something out of this. And sorry we kind of fell apart somewhere in the middle there with it not being on, but kind of is what it is. And that's it. I have a bunch of original music on my channel. That lyric that you're hearing there is from a song called Down, that's coming out in about another week. So check out my channel, check out my original music. I'd appreciate it if you could if you like it, and if you really like it, subscribe. It really it helps me out. It helps out the algorithm and so on and so forth. So you guys know how that goes, how that works, right? I'm kind of, the more likes, the more the more YouTube pushes it. So help me out. Be good to me. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.